Welcome to Degenerate Nation. We are the station. It's Degenerate Nation. Don't change the station. It's Degenerate Nation. We're the station. Hey, Wendy. So
Hey, how's it going?
good. And shout out to my my engineer as well, audio engineer, who's just stalking the place, stalking the perimeter, doing a perimeter check. Is that right, Kitty? Meow, meow, meow. So, what's the longest you can go, like, realistically, without one of your animals around?
A day or two.
Yeah, because I'm like that, too. I start to think about her. I was like, what are you doing right now, kitty? What are you doing right now? Oh, meow, I'll let you out in a minute, you bitch.
No, that's love right there.
I love you, kitty. I love you, kitty. Go under the bed, kitty.
Oh.
Depart from me. Do not look at me. My main homie got a cat, and he named him Carl with a K.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter what you name your kitty cats as long as they get good homes.
Yeah, Kitty has a good home already, that kitty. Because he's the greatest. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
He's like so inner circle, like you obviously, and Luther, and Will, and Patrice, and others. But, you know, like Josh is his name. He's the only one that I've never really like created something with that I'm still like super duper close to. Like really close to. Maybe there's a couple others, but you know, the people that I've like remained close to, like real close, I think he's the only one we haven't really collaborated on something yet. And we will at some point. He'll get on the show. We'll probably talk about Willow even more than I did with Luther Danger. Mm-hmm. So it's all good. But, you know, everything today, I gotta say, today has been pretty good, and so I'm drinking an O'Doul's in celebration. O'Doul's, if you don't know, audience, is a fake beer. And why I drink it is not because I was a throbbing alcoholic, but it's because it's somewhat relaxing, and it's just relaxing. For some reason, it was in a way that beer or alcohol or wine was never relaxing for me. It was like a tool to get to that next level. Shut up, Kitty! I'm talking about my sobriety.
Meow. Meow.
Oh, fuck. I'll let her out. Hold on. Just start jabbering. God damn it. Go, Kitty, go.
It's terrible when you lock people in your bedroom and then they poop on the floor.
Yeah, and they cry. Like, I'm sorry, but this is not why you're here.
But Andy.
Oh, God. I let a humongous loud fart trail from my parents when I was walking into the room to start the podcast. So I was like, it's just fitting, just letting shit out, literally, letting tiny particles of shit out, and then letting my shit feelings out on a mic for shit people to listen to. For shit all money. This is what you came for right now, landing every time you move. Burr, 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 burr. So they're looking at you. Me, listening to me. Yeah, it was awesome. Saw a snake today in the trail. Yeah, I wanted to kill it and offer it to my father, the corpse. Like,
this is an offering to you.
I'm proving myself to you at 37 by killing this snake. This nature reserve protected snake. What's that?
I am great hunter. I do not slay pussy. I slay snake.
Yeah, I don't slay. The snake slayer. Snake slayer, snake layer, lady layer. There's a turtle too. It was cute. I got a picture. It was great. It was good. I mean, I'm just kind of good. This is gonna be a terrible episode because I'm feeling kind of good. So you're just gonna have to like poke at the bear and really pluck it out of me. Really just hit at the sore spots. I think. You know where they are.
Ooh. Yeah, there's that herpes line right up your butthole.
Exactly, my butthole herpes line. It's like it's a trail of a kite, but with dots. It's like the unhappy trail instead of the happy trail that's on the front is in the back.
Why does his herpes spell out SOS? Who is crying for help here?
Oh, I realized my thing was I'm staring at the fucking software, not your beautiful face.
I'm only half-faced.
You're only half-faced?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Shit-faced?
I'm like half on, half off the camera.
Oh, you bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Mustache is staying for a little bit.
I see that.
Yeah, it's not gone yet. So one of the... I'm starting to repeat myself. I don't fucking care. There's like 10 people that listen every time, and the other ones just... There's other people that get suckered into it for like 2 minutes, and there's like, I'm fucking out. Anyways, so we have this manager contact. Me and my writing partners have this manager contact in LA that is gonna take our project out and our pilot, and he's got our document now, and I was just gonna shave my mustache once we were all done with it, but he's not gonna look at it for a couple days because he's worried about people looting in his neighborhood and like going up the residential areas right next to where there were some riots and just like fucking burn shit. It's like, oh man. And the irony is our pilot script actually contains a riot sequence.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry about that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. So, I don't know how much we'll touch on that. Only if you really want to. That whole pressing situation that's gotten hold of America and the world right now. We're at a flashpoint, and we're talking about fucking trying not to shit during sex. It's like this is like a cross in the road that we have to choose, Wendy. Who are we? Who are you, Wendy?
I'm choosing door 2.
What's door 2?
The shitting during sex.
Yes, choose it. I mean, we have to own it. I mean, I've talked about it, and I still have more to say, but it's just like you realize like you're speaking into a void at times. So it's just like you got to distract yourself from the reality of that void by talking about weird shit and opening yourself up to the 10 people that do come on board every episode or every other episode. So this one is dedicated to them. The angels of the world.
Yes, the angels of the world. That'd be a great name for a dildo, is the Void Stuffer.
Void Stuffer? Just stuffing voids? Speaking of things during sex, I once had a fantasy football team name called Peeing After Sex.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Another one was Placenta Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
My worst one, another one was Texting Single Mothers. That was a good one. Catholic Guilt, and perhaps my coup de grace was this is so bad. This is so bad. Cleft Palate Blowjob. You like that? You could tell I was in my 20s and early 30s, right?
Has anyone ever gotten cleft palate surgery in reverse so they could give better blowjobs?
You mean like getting a surgery to receive a cleft palate?
Right, instead of to remove it.
Well, would that make you have better blowjobs?
It would make the top of your mouth come at an angle versus being flat.
I need you to draw it for me.
Okay. So picture somebody taking a baseball bat and stuffing it in your mouth.
Okay.
The roof of your mouth is flat, so it's not gonna like curve around the baseball bat nicely.
Oh.
Now imagine the baseball bat coming in your mouth full force, like, and there it is. Now it's all curved on top, like a cleft palate. It would form better to the baseball bat.
I thought it's like their teeth and shit, not the roof of their fucking mouth. Is it the roof of their mouth?
Well, isn't it the whole top of your mouth?
I don't know. You gotta bang it.
I'm very blessed that I don't know this.
Yeah. I've never experienced it myself. But it is the coup de grace fantasy names.
Palate?
What's that?
You've never experienced a blowjob from a cleft palate?
No. Or a blumpkin or anything special like that. I got it with an Altoid mince. That was, but she didn't really give very good head, so it was just I was just humoring her, really.
Did you come?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
I probably sped it along so we could have sex.
I'm gonna come in your mouth just to humor you.
Yeah, I for the most part, I mean, almost 100% of the time, I've been honest on this show.
Mm-hmm.
So why stop? It makes me look like a pig. It makes me look like a pig. Squeal like a pig, piggy. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Who cares? Fuck him. Fuck them all. Let God sort them out.
So, do people that need to read with Braille, blind people, do they exclusively date people with herpes?
Yes.
Okay.
What if someone, okay, a blind conspiracy theorist that dates someone with happy trail herpes, and they're like putting the dots, and then actually they think it says something important, so they go on a quest, not Hercules, what's his name? Odysseus, like Odysseus or American Treasure, some cross between Odysseus and American Treasure, but they're blind, and their whole mission is started because they thought they got a coded message from somebody's herpes sores.
This is your mission if you choose to follow it.
You choose to follow it. Yeah. It's like assassinate the blank.
Yes. This herpes sore will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Self-destructive herpes sores. Ain't that a thing?
Why does your right butt cheek feel like bubble wrap?
Alright.
Whoa, that's a really bad case.
Yeah. I've never seen herpes in person, I don't think.
Thank God. Whoopsie. Is that a bubble wrap door?
Show me your herpes, Wendy.
What, you want to see the happy trail herpes?
I want your happy trail herpes. Show it to me. A dots that lead where no one should be.
Nothing going on tonight.
It's no flare-ups?
Yeah, it's all quiet in the home front. Sorry.
All quiet in the crotchal front.
Yep.
The home front, if you will. Do you want to hear a little diatribe I went on? A positive diatribe, but a diatribe nonetheless.
I think I'm going to anyway. Go for it.
Okay, here we go. Okay, we'll see. Okay, here we go. This is about what's going on right now. Alright. I feel like the next generation's history books will need to have interactive elements. When things move by hashtags, body cam footage, YouTube links, we can't settle for historians and textbook writers documenting the events in mere prose. History is playing out over the last couple of months and ratcheted up since the most recent tragedy. 9/11 changed the way we lived for quite a while. For those relatively unaffected thus far, coronavirus in many cases has rearranged our priorities and even the way we communicate with each other. But this past week has been a culmination of a long-time divide that needs to end. And it can. Prejudices have to be chipped away over time, but can be stripped away with the right portrayals and with open minds and hearts. But the creation and enforcement of laws can be changed tomorrow. Grouping people for easy media narratives and cynical vote grabs can be stopped. Finally, oh, I fucking typo on my own diatribe. God damn it. Finally, how will this be portrayed in the history programs of the future? Because damn sure it's going to be there as a tipping point to something big or more frustration, more pain. Choose big. That's what I talked about today.
Snaps.
Snaps.
Wow. That's deep, yo.
Yeah.
Definitely feeling it.
What do you think about that? Besides vagaries and snaps.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna put myself in your shoes. And I know your favorite hobby is usually, spouting diatribes while you're in a dumpster. So I'm gonna put myself in the dumpster too. And I'm leaned up against, a garbage bag full of old ravioli cans. And then, as they're kind of like biting into my back, I'm thinking, well, you know what? That could be anybody. I mean, you really have to stop and think, that could be you. You could be the one that everyone's like, coming against. And what happens if you're the one that gets hurt? And then everyone else is like, well, we're going to write about it. Is that really where you want people to do?
Oh, hurt or really die?
Well, I know that, but is it really bringing, like, the end that those people want to? I mean, is it worth the sacrifice?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm an ends justifies a means kind of person for the most part, but I just don't think anything to do with like stealing fucking TVs and shit. That has nothing to do with those are just opportunists, and they're obviously not as bad as the cops by any stretch. That the cops that did that killed them. What's his? Well, I won't say the fucker's name. The only name that matters is the man who lost his life, George Floyd. That's the only name that matters in it. The cops, we want to forget their names and just put them behind bars if they indeed murdered somebody or were complicit in that, and he did, and they were. So hopefully they all end up behind bars. But I just think like you take aside the looting and the smashings and the violence perpetrated by so-called protesters they're agitators. They're not protesters. They're agitators and some scumbags too. But most of them, I was watching CNN, believe it or not, and a Cuomo dude said like maybe the estimated, like he just threw out a ballpark figure, like 85% were legit protesters and the other 15 were agitators. That's still a large amount of agitators, but or opportunists or whatever, scumbags. I don't know. I'd want there to be change, positive change from it, with some, and I could accept some level of collateral damage, but not just needless damage that to property and stuff that had nothing to do with, not even necessarily having to do with white people. Like some of these businesses were black owned or Hispanic owned or Asian owned, and so basically just not white person owned. And how does that send a message, like a positive message? It doesn't. So, and it's hard for people to throw out those negative images because they're already going to not be inclined to join your cause because it doesn't happen to them. It's not something they face. So it's hard for these people that are more concerned with their own shit, because the vast majority of people are more concerned with their own shit. So something has to really pull them away, and that's usually hurting their money is what pulls them out and makes them talk. Look at all the conservative people that have protested. They were hurting their money, so they were anti-virus. Obviously, no one was fucking pro-virus except maybe some ne'er-do-wellers in China. But I'm so upset what happened, and I would want real change to come from, even if it took years. You know, I'd want real change to come from that fucking horrible shit. And it's not going to happen right away. So I feel like so many people are going to lose interest, or they're going to back off. And like, are these people that change their fucking profile pictures? Like, why? That doesn't do anything. Makes you feel like you're a part of something, and you're fucking not. Even if you're marching and you're doing that, that particular element of it has no bearing on anything. I mean, are you going to temporarily make you feel like you're supporting your black friends that you have? Like, I'm pretty sure they'd rather you call them up and be like, hey man, if you want to talk about what's going on, like, I'm here to listen. Like, and that should be on their terms too. Because it's pain that you can feel, but it's not pain sourced from like a part of you, except for the very human part of you that has a fucking soul and wants people to be able to live peacefully and pursue their dreams and like raise their families. You had a fucking family, dude. It's terrible. It's terrible, and I'm kind of like a nihilist, sort of. Like, obviously, okay. So let me explain. I want your opinion on it too, but I'll explain first. Like, my thought process during this whole thing was, at first, I'm just like, my gut reaction was, it was actually twofold. It was one, it was like, this is fucking horrible. Now I never thought I can't believe that. I was like, of course that happened, because there's some really bad law enforcement people out there that tinge it for everyone else in a negative light because people are afraid of the cops. I'm not afraid of the cops. I've had run-ins with the fucking cops. I was not afraid at all during any part of it. I was annoyed and wanted to go on my day. That, I feel like there is some privilege that goes with your skin color, depending on your skin color, like a lack of privilege. Disprivilege is not a word, but I'm using disprivilege that goes from certain tones of skin, and it's such fucking crap. It's got to change, but it's not going to change anytime soon, and it's got to be gradual, and people have to, while still fighting for the change now, they have to accept gradual change. It's values versus goals. Your value is equality under the law, equal protection, lesser sentences for nonviolent offenders. They're not criminals if they sold a little weed or coke or something. Like, who cares? Get them into a program or find them. Like, who cares? But it's not going to come right away. It might not come anytime soon, but it will come if the fight continues. If it's not only every time this happens, this comes out, because that's not enough. It's not. I mean, I feel like the bar doesn't have to move as far as it did back in Dr. King's day and Malcolm X's day, because there are laws to protect people, and there's affirmative action on the books and still in a lot of places, even places that we might not expect. But football, obviously, it's easier to get down to the 5-10 yard line than it is to score once you're there. So it's going to be hard to score once they're there, once we're there, if we help them, whatever we can do. And that's listening mostly. I think it's listening. It's not just jumping into March thinking you know something, pat yourself on the back and go back to watching The Office or doing whatever it is that you enjoy, consuming things, buying things, satiating your meaningless pleasures while other people suffer and live differently than you. You got to be awake. There's a difference between woke and being awake. Choose to be awake. Be awake. Know, like, there's awful shit out there. Your first reaction shouldn't be like, oh my God, I want to change all of it, or it all needs to change. It should be like, no, pause, grateful, be grateful, gratefulness. Like, I'm not in this situation. Maybe I should stop being a dick about other things, because I'm never going to be in that situation realistically, unless things change so much or I become super impoverished and have a drug problem. That's the only way that someone that starts off at third base, drugs is the only way, and that they can quickly move down the rung of society, and it's fucking crap. I've told a couple people, it's like, yeah, I was born into opportunity, and the privilege I have is mostly from that rather than being white. But I fully acknowledge that there's some privilege that goes along with it that really shouldn't be, and it's really protection from the law, or protection from fear of the law. I guess that's really the biggest one. Because you can be poor and white and go right to jail. Because you don't have access to a good lawyer, right? But you can be poor and black, or rich and black, or middle class and black, and you can still be afraid of the cops. You can still get a minor offense, if that even sometimes, and even offer the most token of resistance. You get the wrong cop on the wrong day, that's lights out, and it's fucking garbage. It just doesn't happen as often with other communities. It's fucking garbage. I didn't know if I would. Like I said, we turn the mic on. We never know what happens. But it's fucking hot trash, and it needs to stop. Like I think they need to actually create a new charge for this type of crime, and make it somewhere in between murder 2 and murder 1, or at the very least between murder 3 and murder 2. So murder 1.5 or murder 2.5. Call it asshole cop rule. I don't give a shit. But, like, fucking change the law so they can get more than 12 years. This isn't Norway where you have, like, their max law is, like, 20-something years for murder, even if it was, like, 80 counts of murder, like that killer got. I don't know if you remember that case. But this dude got, like, fucking only 20-ish years for killing, like, 50, 60, 70, 80 people. You know, it's like some things have to make sense. You're not going to rehabilitate a guy that did that. You're not going to rehabilitate somebody that took his duty and privilege to take care of society, keep them safe, but also keep them obeying the laws as they are, and taking that and literally choking it out. It's choking out the privilege that you had by just destroying another man's life. It's disgusting, and they need to change the law. Even if they don't change it for this person, because you can't charge someone with a law that doesn't exist, because then it just doesn't work. But, I mean, put him in Gen Pop, see what happens, right? Fuck him. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy, because there's other people have died because of him already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, my opinion is that if you're out there doing anything other than peaceful protesting, you're no better off than someone who has taken someone's life.
You think so? I mean, murder's worse than breaking in and taking some Nikes.
But you're desecrating the memory.
Okay, well, it's different. You're desecrating. Yes, desecrating and endangering someone that owns a store if they're there. And yeah, you're desecrating the memory, and you have no respect. And how's that? I don't think it's less bad than being a racist that doesn't actually act on his, or a prejudiced person that doesn't really act on their views in an aggressive way.
Like you said, they're just opportunists.
They're pieces of shit. I mean, they're shitbags.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't care what race they are. They've been white, black, brown, yellow, blue, pink, mauve, camo.
That's the whole thing.
They're shitbags.
If you're doing anything other than being against somebody being killed,
mm-hmm.
You know, aren't you like fostering racism just by pointing that out?
Yeah, you're actually creating in the mind of a racist or a borderline person that could develop racism, because it's an illness. You can develop it. You're not born with it. No one's fucking born racist. They develop it by looking at society through the lens of someone who they look up to in any way, and they see that and they hear that, and they just fucking they latch onto it. And once you've latched onto something when you're younger, especially, it's hard to let go of it. I was more conservative, and like I'm much more like I'm not in the middle. I'm only in the middle as far as like knowing like I have to hold my nose and pick somebody in the last every election I've ever voted in because all the candidates were fucking garbage. All of them. Not a single good one for me, in my perspective. Not a single person that I wanted to be president out of. Yeah, Bush, Gore, no. Bush, Kerry, no. Obama, McCain, no. Not really anymore, even though I voted for him. But I liked him when like 8 years earlier when he was younger and fiery, and this time he was like just more of a curmudgeon. And Romney, I was like, not really. I just didn't believe in the hope and change of Obama, and that's okay. It's okay. Like Wendy, you could tell me like, actually, I disagree. I liked, I voted for him. I really thought he was a great president, and I'd be like, that's cool. That's fine because we're allowed to disagree. And neither one. The best part about America is you don't have to have information. You don't have to back it up with stats. We don't have to.
No,
we don't. I'm not going to.
No, I think we're always have been a country full of flaccid candidates. It's just
bad. It's bad.
Yeah. I think it's all snowballed into something a lot different than what it should be.
Yeah, it's just the protests and stuff.
Killed.
Yeah.
Be sad, and
young people get angry.
I understand that young people can get angry, but that is a big also part of what we have to change.
Yeah.
Is we need to teach young children how to deal with anger.
Yes.
I have seen it so many times. I mean, even in personal relationships that I've had, you can tell that people have not learned how to deal with anger.
I didn't until a while ago, honestly. I was a very angry person. Totally angry person. Full of mirth.
I know it.
It comes out,
extreme,
right?
It
it comes out as passion this time. I just don't believe that anything that I do is going, to change the world. And so I take a step back outside of myself. And I was like, is this like worth getting upset, like super upset, and have like blow your progress on your moods? Because when you have a mood issue and you lose your cool, you feel like you have failed. And you haven't, you've just had a little slip up. But you feel as though you have failed. And so is it worth it most times to feel that you have failed and have to live with that feeling and have to overcome that? Or can you just take a step back and like, whatever, fuck them. I'm not letting them control my happy. But in this case, it is. Like, take a week, take a couple weeks, take a few days, take whatever you need. Be upset, reach out to people, talk about that, have arguments. Don't lose friendships over it because you're a fucking moron. I mean, unless they're really a racist, then like obviously you shouldn't be friends with racists. Even if you are a racist yourself, you should not be friends with other racists. You should feel like you're not on an island and then come to Jesus moment and be like, I don't want to be a racist anymore. Because it sucks. Because to live with that hate, I mean, most people wouldn't stop and think like, oh, I bet that guy's hurting because he's saying words and doing certain things. Like, they're obviously hurting inside because their views are so skewed. Like, something is wrong with them that beyond just, it's not like they're a perfect person aside from not liking a certain race. It's like, no, they're probably fucked in the head completely. I'm not saying like go hug them and be their friend. I'm just saying like understand that person is coming from a place of pain too, and he's causing more pain than he had already. But I don't know. You just can't just go around just hating shit for no reason. let
Misery
those
likes
people
company.
die on an island. The more you ostracize or like poke at them, the more they're going to reach out to people that find people that are like them, and those people become very dangerous in groups. Very dangerous. Fuckers.
It's like a big group of protesting herpes.
Protesting herpes is right. Gosh. Can't stand it, Wendy. God, I'm sorry I went on such a... I mean, I'm not sorry, but, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing one thing, and then now we're doing another. You want a poem?
Sure, I'm always up for poem.
Poem! Alright, say something while I'm looking for poems.
Say something while you're looking for poems?
Yeah.
Oh. Why are you sorting through your dumpster files?
I'm looking for my dumpster file for poems. I'll just read all the poems I got that I can find. Okay. This is called Soulmate. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. It's called Soulmate. You don't have to snap, but it's always appreciated. It's called Soulmate. Okay. We're living in a castle, and she's sucking my dick in a rocking chair on top of the guard tower, with the guard watching intently and masturbating as I overlook the peasants toiling in the village. That was Soulmate. Yeah. Alright. This one's called Dead Hooker. Look, last time I saw her, the hooker wasn't dead. I brought her back to my apartment. Roommate was gone to Milwaukee. He's a traveling beekeeper. Hooker looked thirsty, so I gave her some RC Cola. Then we got on the air mattress, freshly pumped. She undulated under me, earning every penny of her money, with that smooth, soft body, too soft for a hooker. The kind you touch and you want to fix her. Put her back on the shelf, unbroken. Anyway, I didn't kill her. I just love the clapping or the snapping. It's so great. Finding more poems. Okay, this one's called Earl. Are you ready for Earl?
Yes.
This is one of my favorites, actually. Earl. There's actually some reality in this one. Okay. I cried at the counter, leaning over my chili, dabbed my face with napkins, hoped nobody saw me. She was just another girl, but I had high hopes for this one. Maybe I always do. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why I'll always find myself alone. I saunter into the bathroom to get another cry in, pick up some tissues. First thing I see is an old black dick. Stall door swung open. "How you doing? I'm Earl," he says between two teeth. Earl still had his dick out, and why not? "I'm okay-ish," I say. "I had a mediocre date. Don't feel too well." "You had a date? She pretty?" "Yeah, she was cute." "Lot of pretty girls, don't worry about it." "How old are you?" 35. "You young. Date as many girls as you can. Fuck as many girls as you can. Eat all the pussy you can." Yeah. Earl chuckles, checks his wild hair, still not entirely gray, in the mirror. Turns back to me. "You got $2? I need to get me some toothpaste." "Earl, I'm sorry, I only have my debit card." "Man, go eat some pussy." Earl bolted out of the restroom into the night, his night. I took my toilet paper, but maybe I wouldn't cry anymore tonight after all. I'm young, and there's a lot of pretty girls out there.
Opportunistic.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have a favorite of those three?
I do like Earl.
Like Earl? Yeah. There was a real
did.
dude in there in the bathroom. I don't think his dick was out, but it might have been. And I cried after a date. That was real. And I actually put the crying after the date thing into to my pilot, my other pilot that I'm working on. So that's good. Wendy, you got any questions? I know you're just in fucking chill mode. It's awesome. Like you're like so fucking relaxed right now.
I've got a comment on that whole thing. When you stop crying after dates, you might as well stop dating because the passion is gone.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the will, when your will is broken, like it was me waking up in a way. It was just like I took that and I'm gonna take more, like more punishment. And you never know if you're ever going to meet somebody ever, and that you can tolerate, and they can tolerate you, like on an acceptable level for both parties. And it's all about timing, and like there's some intangibles like that you think that you there are intangibles that you think that you need like a certain amount of money or a nice enough job, or you have to look like this, or you have to be of this race, or you have to talk like that person, or you have to vote one way, or like, nah, man, you just have to want to not be alone, and they have to want to not be alone, and you have to look at each other and say, I don't want to be alone anymore because I met you. Bye.